What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So today's gonna be very different. Since the Audi has been down for a really long time, I'm waiting on some parts to get in to finish up that. We are gonna do a little modification to my 4Runner. This is my daily driver. If you guys have never seen it, I just got it last December, and it's been a great car, super reliable, really fun to drive, really comfortable. But I decided that it needs to have a little bit more power and a little bit more, I guess, sound to it. So I'm doing what's called a Deckplate Mod. So remove the air box. There's 3 12mm bolts. I put this back down in here. Let's see if it will go back down. There we go. Okay. So there's one here, one down there, and one right here. So there's 3 of them. Remove those. Then you remove this vacuum line that's right here. It really just pops off easy. Take that off. And then there's a Phillips screw. Remove this, and then it'll take the MAP sensor, and you just disconnect it from this pipe, and then the airbox comes out. So I'll go over some of the parts that you'll need. It's really simple. What you're gonna need is a deck plate. Oops. What you're gonna need is a deck plate. The 4-inch one is the best, or 102mm. And I got a black one just because I want it to be kind of stealth. This is a West Marine one. It's pretty good, so $15. The next thing you're gonna need is 6 screws. The diameter, it's kind of hard to tell, but I just had some of these left over in my house. These will fit pretty well into there, as well as make sure that they're long enough to come in contact with the air box. So the next thing that you will need is some sort of silicone to put around the outer rim of this. That way when you have this off and it's secured onto the air box, somewhere around here, right here, you want to make sure that there's no water able to get in here. Otherwise, when it is stormy and raining and you have this on there, you don't want any water getting in your air box. So make sure that you get some sort of silicone. I'm using JB Weld because I'm kind of ghetto. But yeah, very important step before starting. Remove your mass airflow sensor, because if you're cutting into this box and any debris touches that sensor inside this tube, these are kind of expensive. So better safe to remove that first. So the next step is to place the outer piece on with this off. Place this on here. You're going to want to take a Sharpie and draw around the outer part of the inner diameter of the circle, right along this side. That way, once you cut it out, this will pop right on there, and then you can place the silicone as well as get those screws in.
Where well-qualified buyers can get 0.9% APR on select 2018 Honda Civic models, part of KBB.com's 2018 Best Overall Brand. You've just entered car buying bliss.
Visit your Northern California Honda dealers today for incredible deals on every 2018 Honda vehicle.
See dealer for venues and details based on 2018 brand inventory and Kelly Blue. Visit KBB.com for information.
Welcome back to Sports View. Next topic. Is it really...
So you can see my terrible circle here. I couldn't really hold this very still. But try to not cut the entire thing out. That way you do have some sort of play, and if you need to, you can take a whatchamacallit, sandpaper, and then just kind of make it finer on the outside. That way this fits nice and snug. So after your hole's been made, it's good to get in there with a file or some sandpaper and clean all this stuff off the edge, make it nice and smooth, and then make sure you also vacuum in here if there's any sort of debris that got in there. Just kidding, I'm using Permatex High Torque RTF. It's like a silicone gasket maker, see? Really good stuff. Just put that around the outside, that way no water gets in. It looks kind of caked on, but it's actually pretty thin. And that should kind of spread out a little better, and then make sure that you wipe the outside. Alright, so here it is, pressed on with the silicone. Make sure you get it really on there. Might be a good idea to clamp it. I think I'm going to do that and let it sit for about 15 minutes. Alright, 15 minutes has gone by. I'm going to go ahead and start using these screws, and actually gonna not do that. Their idea to start them There's one. Two. Six. Boom. That is not going anywhere. Paper towel with some cleaner. Get them around the outside, get all that silicone off, make it look nice. There's the finished air box, deck plate, screws on, boom, tight. Now it is weather sealed for rain, hail, snow, what you want to do with it. And when you want some more power, take this off, boom, open air box. After finishing up with the deck plate, now you can reinstall your MAF sensor. This guy just goes back in here. There we go. Reattach the 2 Phillips screws. Now the entire airbox is ready to go back in the car. Reconnect to the inlet hose right here. What was that? Well, I guess I'll have to find out later. Alright. Camera's back. What fell was my 10. Of course it was. Alright, get the inlet hose back on there. There we go. Go ahead and secure it with that Phillips. MAF sensor can be plugged back in. There's that. Reinstall the 12mm bolts. There we go. Alright, airbox is secured. Lastly, reattach the vacuum line that you took off the airbox right here. Put that on. Loosen the clamp. back in place. Boom. And that is it for the Deckplate mod. There it is. Nice finish. Now you can just take off the plate by twisting. There you are. And then, oh, I guess I should probably put the filter back in. There we go. An easy 5-wheel is what is reported. And if you get a aftermarket air filter instead of the shitty OEM one, another like 2 horsepower, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna go take it for a test spin. So immediately after pulling out of my street, I noticed a huge difference. It sounds way throatier. It's a little bit more responsive. I noticed like kind of more immediate torque, I would say. But I'll go ahead and give you kind of a little pull out of this driveway here and let you hear it and see how it acts. So after driving the car around for a little bit, I really noticed a large improvement over the stock airbox without the Deckplate mod. It's definitely an instant noticeable like torque curve and everything else, and it sounds really good, makes you think you're going faster. So I highly suggest doing this mod for anyone who lives in like a normal climate, nothing too aggressive like snow all the time, just to be safe. But yeah, I highly suggest it. It was inexpensive, it was quick, instant return. So let me know if you guys like this video, and I will see you all in the next one.